weekly technical analysis for Bitcoin, and monthly actually, and maybe yearly. This video is the first video of this year, and we are going to talk about the projection for Bitcoin, what I'm expecting based on of my system, of course, and my indicators. Okay, first of all, Happy New Year. I hope you have a very good, I don't know, lunch, dinner, or party, or whatever you did. Very nice, right? So, okay, now let's start. Now we have here Bitcoin in 1-day chart. Okay, Bitcoin is still in range, but we have something very interesting right now. What is now is happening? As you can see here, we have the squeeze. I was expecting to see a buy signal actually today, but as you can see here, thanks to this rejection here, well, not rejection, just Bitcoin is not moving. Well, the sell signal is a fake out actually. And as you can see here, Bitcoin is still trending to the downside in OBB. There are some bullish things, yes. There are some bullish divergences forming in OBB, yes, from this point and this point around here. This point, not exact. Let me show you. Let me do it properly. From this point and this point, and we have a regular bullish divergence here. It's not very clear. I would like to see maybe other leg down, and after that, I will start thinking, yeah, we will see a confirmation of regular bullish divergences. And also the squeeze momentum indicator, as you can see here, we have all this area, and of course in the next buy signal here we will have a bullish divergences, but that means Bitcoin must or hold or order test to the lowest point, like $46,000, or stay, I mean, be holding this just stay holding this area for maybe other week. But I don't think so. Why? I think the move, we are gonna see a very interesting move next week actually, and the reason for this is the 12-hour chart is in consolidation where the volatility is very, very low, as you can see here, and it's expanding right now. It's expanding the consolidation, the volatility. We don't have a sell signal, a buy signal right now. The continuation to the downside, yes, and Bitcoin now is testing, actually it was in the mid-21 here in 12-hour, and now is something very concerning a little bit about this is like now $47,500 is the resistance in the short term, as you can see here. But if you're thinking, okay, $47,000, well, in macro time frames actually is very important. It's a very important level. Bitcoin this weekend should close about here. Why? Because the MA55 and 5-day chart is here. Well, I mean, technically speaking, we saw the 5-day chart Bitcoin for first time in 1 month, closing the body candle below there, and now as you can see is getting rejected, the 47,300, as you can see here. And one concerning thing here about this is, if you are bullish, you want to see Bitcoin closing the body again, like doing a fake out here, a bear trap above here, this, I mean, the next 24 hours. If we have any daily close here, well, let me show you something what is happening right now. Okay, you don't know this indicator, I'm gonna show you in the last part of this video how to use this indicator in general in the big picture. This is my latest indicator for volatility. Okay, so now it's public and it's free. You can use it for free in your own chart. Now let me show you here volatility here. When you see the blue cloud here is when you will see the massive moves or consolidation or distribution, it depends. And after that you will see a very, very powerful move. You see this, but the volatility is next week, in next candle close, is gonna start expanding, because actually this one is the trend of the volatility. So every time when I saw this in using this indicator, we can see explosive moves in 5-day chart. What does that mean? Let me show you some examples. As I said, it's just the big picture. I want to show you in general what happened after the volatility is expanding in 5-day chart. Well, you can see your big moves, in this case to the downside, in this case to the upside, and now we are gonna see next month a big move actually in January, February, and as you can see other move here. Very, very interesting moves when the volatility is expanding. So we are gonna have this confirmation in the next candle closing here is around Well, actually, in the next, in this week, I mean next week, around January 5, 6. But the problem with this is if Bitcoin close the candle like this, actually we had the confirmation. It's the first time I saw this, and MA55 is closing, the body candle is closing below there. I think 1 day chart time frame or 2 day chart closing below there, 47,300. We will see other leg down to 42, but honestly I don't think so. I think because the volatility is expanding and Bitcoin is gonna break this level potentially. I would like to say, okay, the last hope for bulls is where is the MA21 in weekly chart is around $40,000, 42. But if the volatility is expanding at this level, I am expecting this time Bitcoin is not going to hold this level. Sorry, it's MA55 in weekly chart. It's not gonna hold this. Why? Because every time when I see, I mean, just I'm telling you what I see based on my back texting and probabilities. Every time Bitcoin in OBB is in a bear market or now in negative territory, as you can see here, since November 22 in 5-day chart. So every time when you see Bitcoin in negative territory, the last time when you see that in negative, it was in 2018, as you can see here. And this is the beginning, actually, as you can see, this is the beginning. So we have, based on this, we have to wait at least other 5-6 months to see something like this. So that means other leg down at least and sideways. That is the best scenario. So if we can close any close like this in the next 24 hours on weekly chart, maybe closing below $47,000, you're more conservative below 46 is the confirmation. We will see this move in some point next week. Now let's talk about the weekly chart. Weekly chart, as you can see here, we still have the same setup as long time ago. Remember, weekly chart is for months, so we still have these better divergences here. But the most concerning thing here is we can see this formation right now. If you are you don't have experience with the candles, I just follow some of them, just few of them actually, and this is very engulfing pattern, I think. Sorry, I cannot remember exactly the name, but the point is you have this rejection, and after that one, and on the second one, or this one, as you can see here, is full rejection of the bounce, the previous bounce. So any close below around $46,000, I will say, in the next 24 hours, I will say, actually even this for me is just it's gonna be a confirmation like Bitcoin is not healthy. And we will see other test to 43, 42, minimum $40,000 and potential break. And the reason for this is because the momentum, as you can see here, the momentum is still negative in squeeze, and also the ADX is losing momentum. So that means all the positive, all this momentum to the upside, as you can see here, is gone. Bitcoin is not strong enough. It's not strong in weekly chart. And also OBB, as you can see here, is just falling. We can say, okay, Bitcoin is forming some bullish divergences in OBB. Yes, potentially yes. If, for example, from this point and this point is around here, or maybe other 1 month or 2, Bitcoin is holding here, as I said before in my video or my prediction of 2022. You can watch that video if you want. Other 1 month or 2, and after that we'll see something like this and bullish divergences confirming here, and we can hide in bullish divergence, and we can expect Other to move to maybe $60,000, maybe, yes, but I don't think so. The reason for this is because, okay, now let's talk about the monthly chart is not great. Why? Because we have here, as you can see, bearish divergences, and we have here this setup. I don't want to say something very well, I'm gonna say this, but it's gonna be a little bit concerning if you are an investor. Why? Because for first time in the history of Bitcoin, actually I tested this in the BLX and the oldest chart on TradingView. It's the first time Bitcoin is showing bearish divergence in monthly chart. It's the first time. If you see the history of Bitcoin, we have buy signal, sell signal, buy signal, and here is where we have this setup. So you know me, you know my trading style. If you know I respect weekly chart with various regions, and now you can see how powerful it is. Now what you can expect when what you can expect if this bear is gonna play. So we need to be careful with this. Using just price action, I can tell you something. Bitcoin is an uptrend, perfect. Yes. I don't want to say something very like unrealistic because I need to see the price action doing this. But if we are gonna see this at least minimum in 2022, if this bear divergence is gonna play, well, at least I'm expecting to see other test to MA55 in 2022. Around there, it's 1 year around there, in some point, September, October, November. I don't know. I have no idea. The only thing I can tell you is bear divergence in monthly chart for Bitcoin is new, and it's something I respect. So be careful with this, because if the bear divergence breaks, actually, it's gonna play. I am expecting something like this again in some point. I don't know when. It could be here. I don't know. I cannot tell you the time. But the only thing I can tell you is key levels. Well, key levels is if Bitcoin breaks $43,000 in weekly basis, Bitcoin is gonna enter in a bear market. In a bear market in weekly, actually, for me, we are very close in a bear market because 5-day chart closed below the MA55 last week. And also we have some concerning things. Well, let me show you. The bi-monthly chart. The bi-monthly chart is sell signal or range. So that means I am not expecting Bitcoin doing a new highs next month. Maybe no. Why? Because the ADX finally is getting negative, as you can see here. So that means Bitcoin is gonna enter in range here for all, maybe at least 6 months, or it's gonna crash. That is my speculation in the long term. So the minimum value, the price I can expect for Bitcoin, if this setup is gonna play, well, is around $16,000 in bi-monthly. So that means maybe 1 year or even more. So I can tell you something. As a trader, I respect the trend, and the trend is my friend. So Bitcoin is an uptrend, but my system is telling me, hey, this is the time to be careful. Be super careful. Why? Because we have sell signal in monthly last time in 2018, and you know what happened? Bitcoin broke the MA21 and was, from here to MA21. And now is from here, MA21, I don't think it's gonna hold. I don't think so. It's $29,000. Maybe it's a very good $30,000 is a very nice place to start thinking to buy. Yes, but if we have in various range in monthly and by monthly we have this setup, at least I'm expecting MA55 to be tested in some point. 2022, maybe in the beginning of 2023, around there. I'm talking about 1 year of price action. Remember, one candle is 1 month. Now, let's talk about the 3-month candle. This is super concerning. Why? Because we have a shooting star in the top. You don't know what is this. A shooting star is usually you see these kind of things in the top of the markets. Is macro trend reversals. Of course, you can see any time frame, but in my case, when I see these kind of things in monthly, bi-monthly, these kind of things, I can tell you. I will get idea like what I can expect in the next year. So this is not great. Bitcoin can go all the way up to maybe $57,000, 56, 57 maybe. But as long as closing below this, 70,000 or 68, this is gonna play. So we are gonna see very good bounces, of course, because that is an uptrend in this area. But this is concerning. And now tell me how many shooting star you can see here. I think maybe I can consider just one as this one, but I don't think so. Why? Because, well, maybe yes. This one is the only one, and this one. Okay, this is very concerning. So what happened after this one? You see, MA21 tested. So around here, $22,000 around there. So I am not expecting a very bullish market this year because of this. Now, sometimes I like to watch some videos about some other YouTubers or other traders, and they are calling for the bottom here. Here, actually here, $40,000, 45, this level. Actually, they are saying this is the bottom. I really respect, and I'm going to use other indicator like they use, but in my way of reading, in my way, okay, the RSI. The RSI is one of the most common indicators, and I won't tell you in my way of trading why I disagree with them. Because many of them, they say, no, it's because Bitcoin is going to the moon, Bitcoin is blah blah blah, the RSI, bullish range, blah blah blah. No, in my personal, I am not saying I am the best trader, of course not, but in my personal opinion, they don't know how to use RSI. So let me show you here. We have this. I'm gonna create a new fresh chart for this. I'm gonna open the weekly chart, log, and I'm gonna use just the RSI. The RSI. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna just add the 50 level. Well, let me edit here the color. Actually, we have 50 level, perfect, white, change, okay, perfect, and big line. Okay, maybe, okay, perfect. Okay, now it's totally white, perfect. Okay, my general rule is, as long Bitcoin is above 50, we are bullish. Bitcoin is bullish, or any asset. As long Bitcoin, or in this case Bitcoin, is below 50, be ready for a bear market. Simple. In weekly chart and monthly. Okay, so let me show you here. Bitcoin in 2018, here in 2018, tested the RSI and bouncing here, as you can see here, but bouncing, and after that broke this level, and after that after a resistance, as you can see, 50 level. So Bitcoin was here in this consolidation distribution pattern actually, and after that finally broke down. You see the massive crash. Okay, now this is the beginning for me of bear market. Yes, technically using RSI, yes. Why? Because as you can see here, above 50, very good moves. Below 50, well, massive crash. Above 50, very good moves. You see, and below 50, you see, well, you can see this drop. And now Bitcoin again is below 50, and you know what happened here? Well, from this level, this candle here in December 13 was at 45, went all the way up to 51 and got rejected by 50, and now this rejection is continuation to the downside. So the best scenario for Bitcoin right now is holding this level, 46, 47,000, as I said many times. But based on this, well, and also we have something very concerning. We have the negative slope of the MA. So as long Bitcoin is holding, is getting rejected from here, I am expecting all the full retrace to this level. This level. So you know what that means? Well, new lows, or breaking this area in some point. So in weekly RSI is not good. Now let's talk about the monthly RSI. Monthly RSI, technically speaking, as long as above 50, is perfect. I mean, we are in a bullish trend, but we have nasty correction. Actually, using the 50 level is the biggest area to buy Bitcoin again. For example, if you see this area, well, you have the big opportunity of your life to buy Bitcoin again. You see again this area, is you have here the biggest moment to buy Bitcoin according to the RSI. And here again, you see every time when Bitcoin is below 50 or above testing the 50 is the area we must buy using just RSI. And the reason is simple, is because in overall Bitcoin is in uptrend, as you can see here, right? As you can see here, it's in uptrend. As long Bitcoin is above 50 in monthly chart, we are bullish, yes, but we will see nasty corrections. So I am saying Bitcoin is bullish in monthly, yes, but is bearish in weekly chart, yes. Now, what happened here? Well, we have negative slope. in the May. Every time we see the negative slope, well, you see massive corrections. You see? And now this is the beginning, as you can see here. So if I saw here, I saw here, I saw here, why I think, well, tell me why you are thinking this is gonna be different. I don't think so. I mean, based on all probabilities, there is a very high probability we will see massive correction like this one, and here, the same thing. Now, Bitcoin was holding this level, as you can see here, the 60 level. Why? Because there is a Fibonacci level. It's a Fibonacci level around here. 618. You see? 0.5 is okay. Let me explain how to use properly the RSI. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm sharing my experience. Okay. The reason why 70 and 30 are the overbought and oversold is because they are Fibonacci levels. 3.82, 0.78, 618, and 0.50, as you can see. The Fibonacci levels. I know many people, they don't know about this. But it's okay. I am just sharing. If you know, well, now you learned something different today. Now, the Fibonacci level here, 618, around here, not exact, always is when you have your massive bull runs. From here, testing, and from here, massive bull runs. Here, massive, let me show you here, massive, here, testing, breaking, massive bull runs, as you can see here. Here, massive bull runs is when you see the parabolic moves. One of the things I don't like, one of the reasons why I don't like RSI is because there are many fake signals with this. You must read and study very hard RSI to understand these kind of things. Now it's looking easy, but if you are doing by yourself, I am pretty sure you will do many mistakes. Now, Bitcoin broke the 618, the golden pocket, you want to say, something like this, you see? So, because of this, Bitcoin is actually broken this one, and you are Fibonacci, you know how to use Fibonacci levels. Well, the most obvious level, the most important level, or the next level, Bitcoin is gonna test in some point, well, is the 50 level. Again. Every time when Bitcoin is breaking this, the 61, do you see that? Every time is testing the 50 level. So that's it. That's why I am not expecting to see, wow, massive moves for 2022. I am expecting on a bear market. As I said, technically a bear market or correction in weekly chart. That is the correct phrase. Correction in weekly chart, not bear market, because Bitcoin has never been in a bear market. This is just uptrend. And you must be happy, because if I am right and Bitcoin does something like this, well, you will have a big chance to enter in the market and buy very cheap. Now, if we use the average after we saw this signal, this slope around here, this slope from this to 50 level, let me show you. Bitcoin crash around the 50 level to 50 level around 44, around 44. But real, I mean, yeah, around here 50 level 44. From the slope here to the MA55 to the 50 level 48, around 50%. So from the slope right now we have here around 54, around here. Well, 48 is around $28,000. 50 is 26. But from the bottom, so this is just using the RSI. But in average, every time weekly correction for Bitcoin, let me show you something, is 86%, 86% or 90%, around 80. Between 75 to 80, 86. Let's think like, okay, let's say maybe 80. If this is really the top, like I'm thinking is the top, I think so, based on what I said now, 80%, you should drag Bitcoin around $10,000. That is, I know many people who say, no, it's because Bitcoin never tested the previous high. Every time when Bitcoin is breaking the previous high, we never see that level again. From, for example, here, $1,000, and after that, sorry, and after that, 20,000. From there to 3,000, but we never saw the previous high. The previous high, you see, the market cycle, and after that, again. But well, based on the monthly chart, various divergences in monthly, bi-monthly, shooting star, all the things I told you before, well, get ready, because maybe for first time we will see something like this. Now, let's talk about the bullish things. Okay, the bullish things for Bitcoin is just be in sideways for months. I'm talking 6 months in sideways, minimum 3. The best scenario for Bitcoin right now is very easy. Let me go back to my my system. It's the same thing I said many times in my my technical analysis videos. Bitcoin must be in sideways here, respecting the MA55 here, and maybe even some weeks to the downside, but the close always bouncing and closing above for maybe, I don't know, 3-6 months, maybe until summer this year, around there. Why? Because if that happen, well, it's gonna reset the squeeze like this. It's gonna reset the OBB, and the and it's gonna reset, of course, the RSI, and that is the best scenario for Bitcoin right now. Now, there is something like I want to tell you. Okay, for example, right now we have the bullish divergences, potential bullish divergences here, in 1-day chart. And for any reason, Bitcoin is, I don't know, Elon Musk say something or whatever. I don't know. I don't think so, as I said. But Bitcoin is going to $52,000 from here. I am expecting a rejection. Why? Because Bitcoin is in downtrend. Technically speaking, as I said, as long Bitcoin is about $47,000 on maximum. I mean, the minimum level in weekly chart is 43. We have some hope for the bulls. But as I said, the time is very important. Time is important. With the weekly, the 1-day bull divergence here we saw here, and Bitcoin just tested and got rejected from here, was the biggest sign for me Bitcoin is not healthy. Why? Because every time when we have bullish divergence in a really uptrend here, we saw these massive moves. For example, here and here. For example, here we have bullish divergences from this point and this point, and this point, and as you can see here, and massive moves, right? So let me explain something very easy. My conclusion of this is, based on this technical analysis, the real bull market was here, and this, based on OBB, based on my system, this is just distribution in macro time frames. Distribution. Yeah, that's why you can see this. No volume, no support, nothing. And Bitcoin went all the way up to $68,000, and here is crashing. Now, the last thing I want to add for this is pay attention for the volatility. I'm going to explain how to use this one, but that is in general my overall expectation for Bitcoin. Now, micro time frames, you can trade, yes, of course, 12 hour, 4 hour, 1 day bounces, these kind of things, yes. But I will be I am very defensive right now. Maybe I'm wrong, yes. Maybe Bitcoin is gonna test 100K, yes. If I see it, of course I will trade. I cannot see the future, but my job as a trader is I'm gonna speculate based on probabilities what I can expect. What I'm expecting to see. Here is when we make money, right? Here we are experts. So you have an idea in how many groups they call me stupid, a boomer, or many things like that when I call this crash, and so on. But as you can see, well, the time The time is always saying, just as I said to them, just wait and you will see. Now let's talk about just one altcoin. One altcoin is Cardano. I want to show you what happened with Cardano. Cardano is broke the MA55 and testing MA55 and getting rejected. You know what that means? Well, my speculation always is gonna be like this. And the reason for this is because of this. You can say, okay, but squeeze, we are gonna have a buy signal. Potentially yes, but it's gonna take a long time, more time. Even with the squeeze like this, it will take maybe one or two to see this move playing out. For example, here, Cardano was with this buy signal here, but in downtrend and crash. Why? Because the trend is your friend. So you see this, okay, it's because you are gonna play the bounce to the MA55, in this case MA21, and crash, as you can see here. So Cardano is like that. It's entering, actually, it's confirming the rejection, and it closed below 1.20 in 1 week. Weekly basis, we will see this rejection, and as you can see here, the RSI is not healthy. Let me show you the monthly. The monthly, well, better divergences in RSI, as you can see here in monthly, very bad, very bad. And here we don't have better divergence, but we have monthly. In the moment when you see the ADX getting negative, you will see massive crash for Cardano. So with this, in general, I can tell you, trading altcoins 2022, at least the first 6 months, is gonna be super risky. I am telling you right now, I am not going to trade any altcoin in the next 6 months based on this setup. I'm gonna wait for buying. Yes, I'm gonna buy. Yes, I have my top 10. Yes, I know I'm saying you cannot make money with altcoins. You can make it, of course. I am not financial advisor. Of course, you can do whatever you want. Just I'm sharing with you my overall, my big picture of the market. Yep. For example, Solana or other things, they are very good projects, but not because they are very good, that means I'm gonna buy there. Do you think as investor I'm gonna buy here? Of course, never. Never. I'm gonna buy here as investor. As a trader, maybe yes. For example, here, weekly chart. You say, let's buy here. No, of course not. I will not buy here. You buy, you want. You can buy, you want. Not me, never. Why? Because I wanna see a correction first. I don't know the price. And here in this correction, maybe I will start buying. Not here. Here is for newbies, not for me. Okay, I hope I could be clear with my technical analysis for Bitcoin and my projection. Okay, now let's talk about the short term. Short term for Bitcoin. What I'm expecting for short term. Okay, for our chart. For our chart, well, every time Bitcoin is testing the MA55, rejection. Simple. Because even in 4 hour, Bitcoin is in downtrend. Simple. Okay. So my projection for Bitcoin in 4 hour chart is testing the 46,000 again level. I am in short from 47,500 again. I enter in short here, and here. Now I'm waiting for that. Now, why I'm entering here is very simple. In the next 24 hours, we will see a squeeze selling here. Let me remove this side because I don't use it for my system. Okay, and also we have hidden better divergences for squeeze from this point and this point, and let me show you. And this point and this point, you see a new high, but I'm expecting a rejection from here. Now, 12-hour chart is showing me a similar setup. As you can see here, the squeeze is totally wrecked. As you can see, the slope is getting positive. So also we have the same setup for a 12-hour. We have bearish divergences here, and here this point. As you can see here, hidden bearish divergences. So I'm expecting auto test to $46,000, 45, and from there potentially we will see the resolution of this level maybe in 1 week. I am in a swing position from this level. I'm expecting this. Of course, I am ready to take my loss if, as usual, if I am wrong. If you want to be bullish for Bitcoin, well, you need to pray and pray like Bitcoin is gonna hold this for other maybe 2 months. Honestly, I don't think so. Every time when Bitcoin is testing the mid-21 in 2-day chart and 12 hour, as you can see, the volatility is contracting here. You see, the space is lower, so it's very small. So be ready for a potential, actually a massive move. We will see thousands of move. Why? Based on the volatility in 5-day chart. Okay. Now, this is my expectation for Bitcoin in 1-day chart. Well, as you can see here, the trend is your friend, and the trend is the downside, and we don't have buy signal anymore. Potentially, we have here with this rejection, no. So this is the obvious resistance right now in short term. If I am right, as I said before, I am expecting another test here and potentially breakdown finally. If I am wrong, well, Bitcoin we will see sideways here for 1 week, and after that other test to MA55. But I don't think so. My BS right now are to the downside, other test to this area. Okay, so I finished my technical analysis for Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the new indicator. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. And I'm gonna add the indicator. This one. Yeah. Now, this indicator is very interesting. Why? Because, well, first of all, I'm gonna change here to exponential moving average. You can choose RMA, SMA, or WMA. And in my case, I like to use exponential moving average, and you can change the colors and the trend opacity. This line, this band. Okay. Now let me explain. I'm gonna compare this indicator. Please, I'm not saying my indicator is better than others, just is different. Historical volatility percentile. This is the most famous indicator in the market right now. As you can see here, this is the most famous. Okay, let's talk about 1-day chart. Okay, 1-day chart. Well, when you see the volatility zero rate, you need to be ready for for a big move. You are watching my videos, and you know this, right? This is not new. Now, the problem with this indicator is you see the slope of this indicator here getting positive when the move already happened. You see? Late. So, many times when you see moves like this one, you don't see the volatility properly here. You see? You don't see it. Just very few times in the year you can see with this volatility. And this is the best one. I'm not saying it's bad. Many traders, I think for many, I was using this for a long time. That's why I realized about this. I used this indicator for maybe 2 years. So that's why I realized about the problems. That's why I created this indicator, the Leonidas volatility oscillator. This indicator is based on my experience of trading, and also after I studied the squeeze momentum indicator, how it's working. And also we have 2 modes. First of all, we have the use historical volatility. This is the same indicator here, but with different rates, different calculations. And if you uncheck this one, you will see other thing, the ATR. So the ATR is a very powerful volatility indicator. ATR. ATR here. So technically you are saying you instead of the price action, use the ATR to calculate the volatility. ATR, I will say, for macro scale is more powerful than normal one, but it will offer few signals, just 1, 2, 3, 4 signals in 2 years. It's a very special occasion, very special, this indicator. And weekly chart just few times. If I show you here, just 1 time. And when Bitcoin was at $3,000 here, just 1 time, 2 times here. When you see this you see this setup here with ATR, well, it's because we are gonna expecting thousands of move, not just a little bit, 1,000, 2,000, no, thousands. I mean, 20,000 move, super high. So I wanted to explain this. Okay, now let me show you here the regular or the normal one using the historical volatility in 1-day chart. Okay, how to read this indicator is very easy. First of all, let me delete this one, and this one. Okay, now zero line and below, here when it's negative, we can say the market is in sideways. Okay, sideways, consolidation, distribution, whatever, but it's in sideways. It's choppy market. Okay, positive, red, yellow, the market is volatile. Doesn't matter the direction. It's volatile. Is when we are gonna see Bitcoin, or in this case Bitcoin, is trending to the upside, downside, whatever, but we are gonna see massive moves. Okay, now when we are gonna enter in the market with this, well, it depends on your system, right? With my system, the only thing I can tell you is, you are waiting for the massive moves in the market, you should wait for the cloud blue. Every time when you see the cloud blue, and negative, of course, you can expect a big expansion of the market. For example, here, blue, in this area, and after that, look at this. From this point and this point, when it's red, you saw this volatility, 136. From this point, look at this. Here. Okay, when it's super red, 80%, 87. When the market is over, here, 400%. Now, how to use this one? Well, for me, as I said, when is the volatility is testing the zero line and negative here. For example, this is the end, this is the beginning, this is the end, this is the beginning, sorry, and this is the end around here. So from this point and this point, around 53. Oh, sorry, not here. From this point and this point, almost 400. From this point and this point, around here is 53. And from this point to this point is 100. Did you get the point? So every time when, for example, if I buy here because my system is telling me to buy, I don't know your system, as I said, I buy here because I know the volatility is super low, so I am expecting a big move. A big move. I don't know exactly, but I am expecting a big move. Okay, so I'm gonna buy here because my system is telling me is Bitcoin is going to the upside. Okay, perfect. I bought here. Now, when I'm going to close, just I use this one. Well, I'm going to write all the trend. Well, as you can see here, the cloud here is telling me Bitcoin in this case is in a massive uptrend in this case. The volatility is expanding. It's expanding. In the moment when you see this dead cross here, that means the volatility is less. Yes, but that doesn't mean Bitcoin is gonna crash or something like that. No, it's just the volatility is contracting and expanding. But in overall, as long as it's above 0, you must think like, okay, this is expanding. It's an expansion. It's in progress. When you see the volatility finally crossing negative here in zero line, you can expect sideways market. In macro time frames, of course, this for you is, oh, is this not sideways? Yes, in 1 day scale is sideways from $48,000 to 58. I mean, 10,000 choppy market. This was very good, right? But this is just sideways in 1 day chart, as you can see here. So you buy here, and you want to write all the volatility by your own risk, of course, because maybe your system will tell you to sell here and sell here or sell here, whatever. Here is when you see, okay, Bitcoin is going to enter in sideways. So that means no more big moves. You see? Other example? Yeah, simple. Here. And the end of the move is here. From this point, when you see the big cloud, it's not exact, around this area. All the way down here, you can see the volatility is expanding so hard. Finally, the volatility is decreasing. So you can see a little bit choppy market. And after that, finally drop so hard and crossing the zero line, and you see finally Bitcoin enter in a consolidation phase. Here, you see. Same thing here. Blue. And Bitcoin in volatility is trending to the upside in this case. And when you see crossing the zero line, finally you see your choppy market. You see? So that is the biggest difference of this indicator to others. I couldn't find other indicator. If you know other indicator, please let me know. If we compare this, tell me how you can identify this. It's not possible, right? Well, for me, no. I don't think so. I mean, I have been using this indicator for some years, as I said. No, the only thing I can tell you here is the volatility is expanding. Okay, perfect. You are following this, you see red, the volatility is super red, so you cannot expect other high. But look at this, you saw other high, so this is wrong. So that's why I created this indicator. As I said, I'm not saying it's better, but it's easy to understand. Now, if you combine this indicator with my system, well, I invite you to do your own backtesting, and you can publish your backtesting, and please let me know. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.